Thôi, đây là hai của mà mình học với thầy bác nha bạn. Hôm nay là ngày mình học thầy bác ngày ngày 26. Ok, thì như thường lệ thì nó cho mình là bấm trước 10 phút thì mình đã 5 phút rồi, giờ còn 5 phút nữa, đợi xem xíu. Xong chưa nhờ? Tiếp. Xong chưa nhờ? What? What's in the magic? Find a professional. Okay. He's ready to be in the class. Thấy chưa ta? Sắp rồi. 3 phút nữa. Được. Bà ba bán bánh bèo bên bờ biển. 60 giây nữa. Số bao mình nha các bạn. Chứ không mình bấm gì vậy?
There we go.
Hello bà.
Hey, buddy. Hold on. Yeah, I can't hear you. You there?
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there we go. How are you?
I'm okay.
How are you? You're fine. All right. How was your Saturday? Was it good? Or how has your Saturday been? Was it good?
It's okay.
It's okay. That's good. Do you have any fun plans for today?
No. My brother is
No,
going
no.
for school.
Your brother is going to school.
Yes. My younger brother.
Your younger brother, he's going to school. That's it. That's your plans for the day. That's good. All right, buddy. Let's pull up what we're going to do today. So today we're going to do we did already. So we've done already. We've done. Let's see. We've done.
Animal adaptation.
Yeah, right. The adaptation. Yeah, you're right. Let's pull it up. We did the animal stuff, right? So we did, yeah, animal adaptation, right? Yeah, so we did, yeah, so we talked about the bird, we did the bird story, we did the grasshopper story, we did the reef, we read about the reefs, we read about the other animals. Yeah, so we got like a very short reading, and then maybe we'll read something. Actually, you know what? Let's just jump into Unit 4. No, Unit 3. Let's just jump into Unit 3. So we're going to read a story today. So it'll be fun. All right, yeah, let's just jump into here. All right, so let me share my screen. Let's jump.
That's the spirit. Or spirit?
Yeah. So let's say the first word. Let's say acquaintance.
Acquaintance. Joey talks to his new acquaintance Tony in order to get to know him better.
Yeah, so an acquaintance is not somebody, they're not necessarily your friend, but it's someone that you just know from like school or from work. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the difference between an acquaintance and a friend. Someone who you just might just know from like school or from work. You may not hang out with them or know them outside of school or outside of work. All right, so let's say casualty.
Yeah. What?
So, sorry, not casually, cautiously. Say cautiously.
Cautiously. Eric
Yeah,
gently and cautiously touched the owl's feathers.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what? So do you know what So do you know what cautiously means?
No.
No. All right. So when I do something cautiously, that means that I'm doing it like carefully. So I'm doing it because I'm doing it like very carefully because I might think that I might get hurt or something bad might happen. Does that make sense?
Okay.
All right, so let's move on. Let's say complimentary.
Complimentary. Peanut butter and jelly taste good because they are complementary food.
Yeah, so complementary means that they go well together. So they're complementary foods means that the taste blend well together and they taste really good together. Does that make sense?
Okay.
All right, what kind of foods do you think are what other type of foods do you think are complementary to each other?
I don't know.
You don't know? You can't think of anything else that's complementary?
No.
No. All right. Let's say the next word. Let's say jumbo.
Jumbo. A jumbo of mask and snorkels lay tanked together in the bottom of the boat.
Yeah. All right. So a jumbo. What do you think? Is jumbo a small amount or big amount?
Big.
Yeah. And are they organized or are they just thrown together?
Together.
Yeah, they're just thrown together. They're not like organized or put in any order. It's just here. It's a big jumble. It's a big mess. Does that make sense?
Okay.
All right. What about, let's say, logical?
Logical. On a multiple choice test, the girl tried to figure out the most logical answers.
Yeah, those logical answers. So the answer that, so logical, meaning what made sense or what was the most right. That makes sense?
Okay, it makes sense to me.
All right, so okay. So how do you find like the most, so do you have to, so do you ever have to do that? Do you ever have to guess or find an answer that's most logical?
No.
No, you never have to do that. Okay. All right, let's say scornful, yeah, scornfully.
Scornfully, the mother spoke scornfully to her son about his bad study habits.
Yeah, so if you're speaking scornfully, are you speaking happily or angrily?
Um, can you say? Can you repeat that?
So if you're being scornfully, are you being scornful? If you're speaking scornfully, are you being happy or angry?
Um, a little bit angry.
Yeah, you're angry. You're like, oh, you need to do better, right? All right. Have your parents ever spoken scornfully to you?
Sometimes.
Yeah, about what?
I didn't remember.
You don't remember? Do they speak scornfully if you do bad on a test?
I didn't
If you do
remember.
bad on, you don't remember. Okay, bud. All right. So scrounging. Is that one?
Scrounging. Tina saw a cat scrounging through the overflowing trash can.
Yeah, overflowing. Let's say it again. Overflowing.
Overflowing trash can.
Yeah, yeah. So you're scrounging. You're digging through. You're trying to find something. Does that make sense?
Can you read that?
So if you're scrounging, you're like looking through, trying to find something.
Ah, okay.
So what do you think the cat is trying to find?
A meal.
Yeah, meal. She's trying to find some food, right? So
What?
she's scrounging, she's she's digging through, trying to find a meal or trying to find food, right?
Yeah.
You ever you ever try to find something inside your backpack or inside a bag and you're scrounging through the bag to find it?
No.
No? You never do that? I do that sometimes. If there's something like the bottom of my backpack and I don't like keys, like car keys, like small things that can fall to the bottom like car keys. I do that. I do that a lot. All right. Last word is, let's say, trustworthy.
Trustworthy. When you are mountain climbing, it is good to have a trustworthy partner to help you a cliff.
Okay, to help you up a cliff. Let's say to help you up a cliff. Let's say to help you up a cliff.
Help you up a cliff.
All right. Yeah, so if someone is trustworthy, can you rely on them or not rely on them?
Relies?
Rely.
Can you write it in a chat box?
Okay. Rely. Can't hear me? Rely. Can you rely on them? Rely.
Ah, okay.
So if someone is trustworthy, can you count on them or rely on them?
What is rely?
Rely means that, so when you rely on somebody, meaning that you can depend or you can count on them or
Can't
you
or
can
can't?
count like
can count or can't count.
Can count, or you can depend, like, you know they're going to do something. There we go. So when someone is trustworthy, you know they're going to do what they're going to do, right?
Right.
So if they say, oh, I'm going to do something, they'll do it. Would you consider yourself to be trustworthy? Would you consider yourself to be trustworthy? No?
No.
No, you're not. What? How are you not trustworthy?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're trustworthy, right? Yeah, I would consider myself trustworthy. It's good to have trustworthy friends, or to be trustworthy. All right, so let's read our title. Can you read our title?
At the library.
At the library. All right, so let's make this a little bigger.
Rick.
Yeah, let's do Rick Dodson.
Rick Dodson admired the pink and orange sky as he waved goodbye to Mr. Miss Ryle.
Ryle.
And locked the library's door. As the sun began its descent behind the blue ridge mountains, Rick started to walk to his office to collect his jacket, seeing a jumble of books on a reading table. He sighed and began to gather them into a neat pile. No.
All right, so let's say this word. Let's say this word though. Admired, not admired. 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 One more time. Admired.
Admired.
There we go.
No, he stated firmly, and returned the books to the table. Not tonight. The librarian never left any books out. But today was his birthday, which meant a brisk walk to the cupcake cafe for a birthday treat before it closed at
5:30 p.m.
5:30 p.m. At the evening, as he sat at home in his book-filled living room, Rick thought about the old friends who had called to wish him a happy birthday. If only this job has not required him him to move halfway across the country. After 6 months here, he had made more than one new
acquaintance,
but no real friend yet.
All right, let's stop there. Let's try to summarize. So, what does Rick do? What's his job?
Rick admire the pink and orange sky he has waved.
No. But where does he work? He works at the
library.
Yeah, so if he works at a library, what is he, a teacher? What is he, a firefighter or a librarian?
Librarian.
He's a librarian. And what's today? Today's his special day. What's today? Today is his
birthday.
Yeah, it's his birthday. And does he have anyone to celebrate with him?
No.
No. Nope. Not at all. And why? Why doesn't he have any friends to celebrate with?
Because Rick talked about the old friends who had called to wish a happy birthday.
Yeah, where are his?
Not required him to move halfway across the country.
Yeah, he moved. He moved, right?
What?
Yes. So did he make new friends in his new city?
No.
No. So all his friends are back at his old city, his old house. So he didn't make any new friends yet. Therefore, he doesn't have anyone to celebrate his birthday with. That's sad. All right, let's keep going though. Books are my friend. Let's say books
Books are
are.
my friend, he thought, which reminded him of the book sitting on the table at the library. I might as well go back tonight and shelf them. He decided.
Shelf them. Shelf them.
He entered
He
the library
decided.
and flicked on the light. Immediately, he noticed a book, Small World, face down on the floor. What's going on? He muttered.
Muttered. So what's going on?
He muttered.
So what say? So it wouldn't be loud. It would just be like, what's going on? What's going on?
What's going
That
on?
one. Here we
He
go.
mutters as he bent
Muttered.
down.
Muttered.
He muttered as he bent down and cautiously
Cautiously.
flipped it up the book.
Mhm.
Ah! He yelled and dropped the book. For a minute later,
For miniature.
figures scrambled out of the way as the book landed on the floor with a thud.
With a thud.
Mr. Dawson exclaimed a breathless voice. Breathless voice. We're enchanted to make your acquaintance. What? Who? Rick stammered.
Yeah, Rick stammered. So he goes back to the library, and let's see. When he goes back to the library, is everything the way he thinks it should be?
No.
No. Yeah, because he notices the book face down. He's like, what's going on? And he sees like little people, basically. So let's see what happens. Let's read the next page. Let's see. Where are the bookers?
We're the bookers. I'm William. This is Emily and our children, Harry and Clementine.
Clementine.
By the way, happy birthday. You know it's my birthday. Naturally, we read your file and when you arrived 6 months ago. It's only logical that we would want to learn about a new librarian.
Librarian.
You are scrounging through my files.
You were scrounging. Yes, let's say you were scrounging through my files.
You were scrounging through my files. What's that? Collapsing into a nearby chair. He rubbed his eyes.
Rubbed his eyes. He rubbed his eyes.
But the tiny figures were still there, looking up at him, and
expectantly.
Suddenly, the nimble bookers began shimmying up the table.
Shimmying
of the table were a bustling dwarfy. Emily assured him. Have you heard of bookers? William said as the library was
every library. Let's see. Every library has bookers.
Every library has bookers.
All right, so let's rewind a little bit. So why did Rick rub his eyes?
Because
did he believe what he was seeing?
No.
No. So he rubbed his eyes because he couldn't believe what he was seeing, right?
Right.
Yeah, so he rubbed his eyes like make sure what he was seeing was actually there. He's like, I don't believe this. And started rubbing his eyes, right? Yeah, that's yep. All right.
Um,
So according to the story, are these the only bookers?
what?
Are these the only bookers? Like this is this the only library with bookers?
It has librarians. Librarians too.
Yeah, every library has them, right?
Has librarians
Yeah.
and bookers.
Every library. Let's see. Every library has bookers. See that?
Every
library.
has bookers.
Yeah. So not. Yeah. So it's not that special. Well, it is special, but not. It's not just his library. Every library has bookers. All right. Let's see what they do. What do? So we ensure.
We ensure everything runs smoothly, said Emily. Seen any mice around?
Seen
They love
any mice
to-
around?
Seen any mice around? They love
There you
to gnaw on everything.
Yeah. No, on
Rick
everything.
slowly shook his head. I do nightly running patrols. Harry stated proudly. Those mice run at the sight of me. He added scornfully.
Mhm.
Do your chairs ever squeak? Inquired Clementine.
Inquired Clementine.
Clementine? No,
Hmm?
that's because we oiled them. We considered a past 6 months. He hadn't seen one mouth. His chairs never squeaked, and his pencils were never dull. What do mean?
Never dull.
What's-
Never dull.
what's dull?
Dull.
What's
Dull means like you can't. The dull means like you can't use them. So if like they're dull, that means they're not able. They're not sharp. So you have like you sharpen a pencil, right? And it's very pointy, and you can write with it. When it becomes dull, you can't write with it anymore, and you have to sharpen it again in order to be able to write with it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
All right. The pencils.
The pencils? He asked. We sharpened them nightly. William replied. But why? Asked Rick.
Asked Rick.
Asked Rick.
Yeah. So what did they do? Did they take care of the library, right?
Right.
Yeah. How do they do that? How do they take care of the library, or how do they ensure that library runs smoothly? What are some things that they do?
They think.
Well, they do. What does Harry do? Harry does nightly what?
And,
What does he do nightly? Harry does nightly. So I do nightly.
I do nightly.
What does he say? What is nightly
Rodent
what?
patrols.
Yeah, he does nightly rodent patrols. See?
Rodent patrols.
So he does nightly rodent patrols. And what else do they do? What do they do to the chairs?
They
Chairs.
chair.
What do they do to
Oil
the chairs?
them.
Yeah, they
Oil
oil
the
the chairs. Yeah, and what about the pencils? What do they do to the pencils? Remember, them is replacing pencils, and
They were shopping them nightly.
yeah. So let's do that. Let's say, ignore this, buddy. It's not for you. Let's go over to here. Let's say the bookers. The bookers take care of the library by doing rodent patrol, oiling the chairs.
What is rodent patrol?
Rodent patrol. So when you're patrolling, you're making sure that things are that they're not if you're patrolling, you're making sure everything's okay, right? So if you're doing a patrol for a certain thing, you're making sure that thing doesn't do harm. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yes, you're making so if you're doing rodent patrol, you're kind of making sure the mice don't do anything that would harm that would harm the library. Make sense?
Okay.
All right. Oiling the chairs. They oil the chairs. And what else? They sharpen the. What do they sharpen?
Sharpen the pencils.
Yeah, they sharpen the pencils. All right. Yeah, so let's go ahead and read this sentence. Can you read the bookers take?
The bookers take care of the library by doing rodent patrol, oiling the chair, and sharpen the pencils.
I forgot the ing there. And sharpening the pencils. You see that? And sharpening the pencils.
And sharpening the pencils.
And sharpening
the pencils.
Yeah, so they do rodent patrol. They sharpen the pencils and they oil the chairs so they don't squeak, right? All right, and why do they do rodent patrol? They do rodent patrol. So they do rodent patrol.
That's portal, not patrol.
I know, I did portal, right? Patrol. Better? So they... What do the rodents like to do? They love to what?
They love to smell on everything.
Yeah, so they do. Yeah, so they do rodent patrol. So they don't gnaw on everything. Can you read that one?
Okay.
Let's say they do.
They do rodent patrol, so they don't gnaw on everything.
Yeah, they do rodent patrol, so they don't gnaw on anything. And why do they oil the chair so they don't
they
what?
They oil the chair to make the chairs don't squeak.
Yeah, so they don't squeak, right? So they oil the chairs. So let's say that. They oil the chairs so they don't squeak. Yeah, can you say that right? They oil the chairs so they don't squeak. Yeah, let's say it one more time. They oil the chairs
so they don't squeak.
Good job, buddy. They oil the chairs so they don't squeak.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap. That means that like my internet was dead for a second. Alright. Alright, and then they sharpen they sharpen the pencils. Why?
To make
so they're
the
not
pencils never dull.
Yeah, they're not dull. So they sharpen the pencils so they're not dull. That's how you would say that. So they sharpen the pencils. So they're not dull. Can you say that?
They're sharpening the pencils so they're not dull.
Yeah, good job. They sharpen the pencils so they're not dull. Good job. All right, let's keep going. Let's move on. Let's do look around.
Look around. The glam William. He worked and read. Burgers and libraries are complementary, but belong together. To be honest, Mr. Dodson, said Emily, we wanted to meet you because we thought that we could be friends. Rick Dodson cringed.
Friends. We could be friends.
Cringe. Call me Rick, and I'll love you be friends. He said.
I'd love to be friends.
Friends. Rick even totally made other new friends, but he still spent many evenings with the Bookers. He bought a toy car for Harry's Rodent Patrol, and he read scary stories aloud.
He read scary stories aloud to Clementine.
Clementine. Every year on his birthday, he brought cupcakes for his friend to share with him.
Yeah, he brought cupcakes for his friends to share with him. All right. All right. So how did they make him feel welcome? Were they nice to him?
Yes.
Yeah. Did they help him?
They helped him to oil the chair, sharpening the pencils.
Yeah, they help him take care of the library, right?
Right.
Yeah, so do they make he's a librarian. So what do? Do they make his job easier or harder?
Easier.
Yeah. Yeah, they make his job easier, right?
Right.
Yeah, so that's how they make him feel welcome. They make him feel welcome by doing all these things that make his job a lot easier. All right, good job, buddy. All right. All right, so if let's say your school got a new student, or there's a new kid there's a new friend. How would you make them feel welcome? What would you do?
I don't know.
You don't know? Would you talk to them to make them feel welcome? Maybe, right? Maybe talk to them. Would you say, yeah, would you ask them like, oh, what's your name? And ask them like about themselves? Like, hey, what do you like? Or do you like it? You can ask them questions.
With them.
Yeah, see what's happening with them. See like where they live or how they like the city, right?
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right.
Visualize.
All right, so we're gonna visualize. Let's read how to visualize. So let's see. When you read
a story, picturing a plot, events, characters, and setting in your mind can add to your understanding and enjoyment. As you read a first paragraph at the library, visualize what is happening.
Yeah, think about like what is happening, right? So when something is so the library, read the first paragraph of the library. Let's visualize what's happening. So let's go here. Ready? So let's reread it. So let's read again. Rick Dodson
admired the pink and orange sky as he waved goodbye to Miss Ryle and locked the library door. As the sun began as it descended behind the Blue Ridge mountain, Rick started walking to his office to collect his jacket. Seeing a jumble of books on the reading table, he sighed and began to gather them into a neat pile.
All right, so first let's think about that. So, based on what we just read, what time of day is it? Is it the beginning of the day or the end of the day?
End of day.
Yeah, he's going back to his office to get his jacket. So is he coming into the library or is he about to leave?
To leave.
Yeah, he's gonna leave, right?
Right.
So he's getting ready to leave the library. Yeah, so he's getting ready to leave. All right, so but as he's leaving though, what prevents him from leaving right away?
Seeing a jumble of books on a reading table.
Yeah. So, based on what you read, Rick is getting, Rick is getting ready to leave the library at the end of the day. He goes back to his office, or when
he went back
to his office to get his what? To get his
jackets.
Yeah, when he goes back to his office to get his jacket, what happens? What happens when he goes back to his office to get his jacket? What does he find? What does he see?
And began to gather them into a neat pile.
Yeah, he sees a jumble of books on a reading table. He's going to go put them away. He sees a jumble of books in a neat pile and begins to put them away. All right, buddy, let's read. Yeah, so let's read what we have here. Can you read this for me?
Rick is getting ready to leave the library at the end of the day. When he goes back to his office to get his jacket, he sees a jumble of books in a neat pile and begins to put them away.
Yeah, so he sees a big jumble of books and he's like, oh, I guess I gotta put these away. And he starts to do that. All right, so point of view. Let's read about the point of view.
When an author uses pronouns such as he, she, or they, the story is told from the third person point of view. Like first person point of view, third person point of view allows readers to see and hear what is happening with all of the characters.
So if it's a first person point of view, if I'm telling the story, or if one person is telling the story, do you get to know what that one person thinks or what everybody thinks?
Everybody thinks.
Well, is that from the first person or third person?
Third person.
Third person, yeah. So, yeah, from the first person, yeah. So, the first person point of view. So So you can say, in the first person point of view, you only get to know what the person telling the story is thinking. But in the third person
view.
In the third person point, the third person point of view.
Sorry. Point of view.
You can know
No.
what every character is thinking. So can you read this for me?
In the first point of view, you only get to know what the person telling the story is thinking, but in the third point of view, you can know what every character is thinking.
Yeah, so you get to know what's happening with every character. You can jump back and forth to things. Those are good. All right, so let's do
details.
Yeah, so this is all the third person, right? Because when it refers to Rick, does it refer to Rick as I or he?
I.
Does it use I? Does it use the pronoun I, or does it use the pronoun he? He. Yeah. So therefore, so if it's using he or she or they or them, all the time, and not using we or I, right? Then that's third person. All right. So let's try. So this is what type of story is this? This is a fantasy. Can you say that?
Fantasy.
Yeah. A fantasy. What does a fantasy include? What does a fantasy have?
Invented character and settings as elements that could not exist in real life. Often have illustrations.
Yeah, so can you think of a story that's a fantasy?
It's okay.
What about Harry Potter? Is Harry Potter a fantasy?
Fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah, like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. The
actor and actress need to use their brain to think the transcription to make the movie.
Yeah, well, they do like special effects. Yeah.
Very, very a lot of money.
Illogical.
And
or illogical. Yeah. Go ahead.
They have to invent much to make a movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, bud. So let's try using some context clues for some words. We got scrambled, we have gnaw, and we have we went over rodent, but let's go over it. We can go over it again. So let's see. Scrambled.
Scrambled.
Enter the library and let's see. Where is it at? As the sun began to descend, began the ridge. Cupcake. Went to the country. He entered the library and lights immediately. He noticed one book's right there. He muttered cautiously and lifted the book. Okay, yeah. So let's read this again. Four miniature
figures scrambled out of the way as the book landed on the floor with a thud.
Now remember, they're really small, so if the book hit them, they could get squashed, they could get really hurt, or they could die. So when you scramble, are you moving quickly or slowly?
Slowly.
Are you sure? So let's see. Small people, big book, right? Falling down. The book hits them, they can die or they can get hurt. So they start to scramble out of the way. So how How would they move? Would they move slowly or quickly?
Quickly.
Try to visualize, buddy. Think about it. So 4 miniature figures. He's dropping the book on. Okay, sorry. He yelled and dropped the book. So he's dropping the book. And the figures then scramble to get away from the book. So are they moving slowly or quickly?
Quickly.
Yeah, they're moving quickly. So when you scramble, you're moving very, very quickly.
To run away of the books.
Yeah, they're running away. Yeah, they're running away. Yeah, remember? Yeah, they're running away to get out of the way of the book, right? Because they don't want to. Because they don't want to get hurt, right?
They don't want to get die.
Yeah, they don't want to die. They don't want. Yeah, they don't want. They don't want to get squished. Because if that book hits them, they might get. Yeah, they don't want to be squished or get squished. They don't want to get squished or they don't want to get killed. That's how you can say it too. Yeah, they don't want to get killed by the book. That's not good if that happened. All right, so the next word we're gonna try to find the meaning to is, what is it? Oh, gnaw. Okay, so I know where that one is. So. Alright, so let's say, oh, squash. Oh, squash? Squash is like, or squish. Squash. Not squish. Squash. Not squash. Squash. Or squish. 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 Squish.
Oh, alright.
Like if you so squash is like a pass or squished. You can say squash too or squished. Squish. All right, so let's do gnaw. Let's say see any mice. Let's see. Read this. Seen any mice around?
Seen any mice around? They love to gnaw on everything.
All right, what does gnaw mean? If you gnaw on something,
I don't know.
does it mean to? So gnaw. Does it mean to take a big bite, or to take like small bites?
Small bite.
Yeah, mice. Yeah, think about mice. They like to gnaw. They go.
Like this is a mice. And this is the thing they can eat, like cheese.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not.
They gnaw on. Yeah, they gnaw on it. They chew like very, very slowly. They eat it very slowly. Gnaw.
Little bites.
They bite on it. They're little bites. Gnaw. Take like little bites. All right, and then so a rodent. So is a rodent something that you want around, or you don't want? It's a rodent. Do you want it to be in the library gnawing at things?
No.
Or do you want it to not be around? Like go away.
Go away.
Yeah, go away. Like you don't want it to be around. That's what a rodent is. It's something you don't want to be around you. All right, buddy. That's all the stuff we have for today and all the time we really have. So great job. As always, and it looks like I will see you on Monday, okay?
Alright.
Alright, bud. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and I will see you Monday.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Alright, bye, bud.
Bye. Ok, cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi tập 2 của series là nãy gì quán học với người bản xứ. Cảm ơn các bạn đã xem tập 2. Nếu các bạn thấy thích video này, đừng quên cho mình một like, một đăng ký, một chia sẻ. Đừng quên hãy bấm vào cái chuông để mà ủng hộ mình 10 sub subscribe nha các bạn. Và subscribe là người đăng ký. Ok, dạ bye bye các bạn. Bye bye.